Hello, welcome to Top Stories today. Doctors under the umbrella of the Nigerian Medical Association yesterday Monday said they will pay no attention to the directive by the Medical Dental Council of Nigeria warning practitioners against strike actions. Norway is likely to become the first country in the world to move forward with the controversial practice of commercial-scale deep-sea mining. Africa Cup of Nations winning coach Jamel Belmadi of Algeria says hosts Ivory Coast are the team to beat at the 2024 tournament, which kicks off on Saturday. A lovely Tuesday to you. Welcome to you here on News Hour with me, Chioma Vic Chukwemeka. We begin with health, where doctors under the umbrella of the Nigerian Medical Association on Monday said they will pay no attention to a directive by the Medical Dental Council of Nigeria warning practitioners against strike actions. The NMA also threatened to withdraw its services across health institutions in the country if the federal government fails to implement the upward review of the consolidated medical salary structure by January 31, 2024. The association's president, Uche Ujima, stated these in an exclusive interview with newsmen in response to a directive by the MDCN warning doctors against shutting down healthcare services during strike actions. The MDCN, the statutory body for the regulation, control and discipline of medical practitioners and dental surgeons, had in a later dated January 4, 2024 warned doctors not to send out patients when embarking on industrial actions. The letter, titled Conduct of Registered Medical Practitioners and Dental Surgeons in Hospitals During Strikes, was addressed to the Committee of Chief Medical Directors and Medical Directors of Teaching Hospitals, Federal Medical Centers and Specialized Hospitals, and signed by MDCN Registrar Dr. Tajuddin Sanusi. We head to security, where the Nigerian Defense Academy on Kaduna on Monday urged residents of Mando, Samiya, Kauya and Afaka general areas not to panic over its scheduled shooting exercise. According to a statement by the Academy Public Relations Officer, Major General Mohammed Maidawa, the exercise is for the Army cadets of 71 regular course of the nation's foremost military university. While urging the residents not to panic over the exercise, which involved shooting, the statement, however, warned the public not to trespass the shooting range, where the exercise will be held between January 9 and February 2, 2024. The Ondo State Governor, Mr. Lucky Aiyedatiwa, on Monday debunked a report that he was involved in a certificate forgery scandal, describing the report as the handwork of some of his political detractors. The Chief Press Secretary to the Governor, Mr. Ebenezer Adeniyon, in a statement said the report was false and a ploy to distract the new governor. According to him, an unnamed governorship aspirant is behind the forgery claim. Aiyedatiwa is less than 2 weeks in office as governor. He was sworn in on December 27, 2023, following the demise of his principal, Governor Rotimi Akeredolu, who lost his protracted battle against prostate cancer. Before Akeredolu's death, Aiyedatiwa was acting governor and had battled an impeachment plot launched against him by the State House of Assembly, believed to be loyal to Akeredolu. In education right now, the West Africa Examination Council said the planned computer-based testing model for the conduct of 2024 examination was only scheduled for private candidates and would not be used for general school candidates. The acting head, Public Affairs of WAEC Nigeria, Moyeshola Additional, disclosed this in a statement made available to newsmen. The examination body announced that it had dumped the paper and pencil test model and had adopted the computer-based test model for the conduct of the senior school certificate examination. Reacting to the report, the Arawa Youth Consultative Forum called for the cancellation of the proposed computer-based test format in the forthcoming West African Examinations Council examinations in the country. The senator representing Anambra North Senatorial District, Dr. Tony Nwoye of Labour Party, has empowered no fewer than 14,000 persons in his constituency with palliatives worth millions of naira. The items distributed to the beneficiaries included engine boats, sewing machines, engineering kits, grinding machines, bags of fertilizers, bags of rice, generating sets and cash ranging from 10,000 naira to 50,000 naira. Nwoye, while announcing the modalities for the distribution of the items on Sunday, said the essence was not for a political campaign, but a way of giving back to society, adding that people from outside the district would also benefit. He also added that the gesture was part of his resolve to empower his people to reduce crime and unemployment in the senatorial district and beyond. The senator also appreciated Prince Arthur Eze and Peter Obi, whom he noted had touched his life tremendously. He also commiserated with the bereaved family members of those who lost their lives in the boat accident that occurred in Miatana, Anambra West local government area. He blamed the disaster on the lack of a good transportation system, adding that he would provide speedboats for the riverine people under his constituency. Earlier, the empowerment program was preceded by Thanksgiving services at the All Saints Cathedral and the Holy Trinity Catholic Church, Onitsha, on Sunday. The Obi of Onitsha, Igwe Alfred Achebe, Peter Obi, all the traditional rulers from Anambra North, Bishop Valerian Okeke, Bishop Owen Nwokolo, Bishop Paulinus Chukwemeka Ezokafo, the senator representing Enugu East, Senator Kevin Chukwu, Senator Victor Ome, the lawmaker representing Obaro Federal Constituency, among others, were at the event. We move right now to Taraba State, where the state governor, Dr. Abu Kefas, has disclosed plans by his administration to make master's degree the minimum academic qualification for anyone wishing to teach in the state secondary schools. For primary school, the governor said the minimum academic qualification will be a university first degree. Kefas said the current era, when the National Certificate of Education is a minimum academic qualification for primary school teachers, will soon be over. He added that the study of history as a subject will be reintroduced in the basic education curriculum in schools in the state. The governor stated this during a dinner with journalists in Jalingo at the weekend, specifically on Sunday. The governor urged journalists to monitor the implementation of the state government's free education policy in primary and secondary schools to ensure that all the school administrators were doing the right thing. The Managing Director, Nigerian Port Authority, Mohammed Bello Koko, has urged the Maritime Workers Union of Nigeria to suspend its planned strike. Bello Koko, while disclosing this in a statement on Monday, said that the NPA has successfully brokered peace between the union and operators in the oil and gas industry over non-compliance with stevedoring regulations. The MWUN had last week threatened to shut down the nation's seaports, jetties and oil and gas platforms on Tuesday over what it described as the continued refusal of the international oil companies and stevedoring contractors to comply with the stevedoring extant laws. Lack of access to work locations, lack of remittance of 3% MWN levy by stevedorers. The union also complained that it had written a series of letters, press releases, ultimatums, marine notices, and several ministerial orders, but all were serially ignored, even as they blamed the NPA for allowing the IOCs to operate without control. We'll take a break right now. When we return, President Bola Tinubu on Monday sacked the Executive Vice Chairman and Chief Executive Officer of the Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission. These and other stories will come your way after this timeout. Do stay with us. Welcome back to the news. Glad to have you join us right here on News Hour. Moving things along, President Bola Tinubu on Monday sacked the Executive Vice Chairman and Chief Executive Officer of the Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission, Mrs. Babatunde Irukera, and the Director General CEO of the Bureau of Public Enterprises, Mr. Alexander Oko, with immediate effect. A statement signed by Tinubu's Special Advisor on Media and Publicity, Njuri Ngalale, revealed that Monday's dismissal is in conformity with plans to restructure and reposition critical agencies of the federal government towards protecting the rights of Nigerian consumers and providing a strong basis for enhanced contributions to the nation's economy by key growth-enabling institutions. The statement is titled, President Tinubu dismisses two chief executive officers. Irukera and Oko's sacking comes just hours after the president suspended the Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation, Dr. Betta Edu, over widespread anger emanating from an alleged misappropriation of 585 million naira. We're following up on this story and we'll keep updating you. The Association of Community Pharmacists of Nigeria has appealed to the federal government to remove import duty on the raw materials for medicines in order to encourage local production. The national chairman of the association, Mr. Adewale Oladibolu, made a call in an interview with newsmen in Nigeria on Monday, specifically in Lagos. He spoke against the backdrop of the recent exit of some multinationals, pharmaceutical firms from Nigeria, leading to scarcity and increase in the prices of drugs. The ACPN chairman said the federal government needed to encourage local drug manufacturers by waiving import duty on raw materials. He also called for a strategic policy on prescribing and dispensing medicines to grow local brands. Oladibolu appealed to physicians to prescribe medicine in their generic name instead of brands. The Commissioner of Police, Anambra State, Mr. Aderemi Adeoye, says the command has arrested about 30 criminal suspects and made other recoveries between December 1, 2023 and yesterday, Monday, January 8, 2024. The police commissioner made the revelation in a press briefing at the police headquarters in Awka yesterday. According to the commissioner, of the number, 12 were kidnapped suspects, 9 armed robbery suspects, 6 were suspected cult members, and 3 suspected insurgents. He also said that they rescued 2 kidnapped victims, recovered 11 vehicles, 12 firearms, and 40 ammunition. Mr. Adeoye also recounted their successes against a gang of gunmen who attacked and killed 2 police security personnel on December 28, 2023 in the state. He said that 3 of the gang members were killed during a gun battle 2 days later in Oboji, Orumba South Local Government area for explosives, 2 pump-action guns, a walkie-talkie handset, and 15 live cartridges recovered from them. He therefore reassured of the command's commitment towards ensuring security of life and property in the state. Away from Nigeria right now, in South Korea, they have passed a new law which aims to end the slaughter and selling of dogs for their meat by 2027. The law aims to end the centuries-old practice of eating dog meat. Dog meat has fallen out of favor with diners over the past few decades. Young people especially shun it. Under the law, raising or slaughtering dogs for consumption will be banned, as well distributing or selling dog meat. Those found guilty of doing so could be sent to jail. Those butchering dogs could face up to 3 years in prison, while those who raise dogs for meat or sell dog meat could serve a maximum of 2 years. However, the consumption of dog meat itself will not be illegal. Quite an interesting story. A 60-day state of emergency has begun in Ecuador after a convicted gang leader vanished from his prison cell. Adolfo Macias Vilama, better known as Fito, is a leader of Los Choneros, a powerful gang which is thought to have been behind some of the deadly prison riots in recent months. He was being held in the maximum security wing of a jail in Guayaquil. The emergency measures include the suspension of the right of assembly and a nightly curfew. They were announced in a decree issued by President Daniel Noboa, who took office less than 2 months ago as the second youngest holder of the post in Ecuadorian history. He won the election after a campaign overshadowed by unprecedented levels of violence, including the assassination of another candidate, Fernando Villavicencio. With the top U.S. diplomat Antony Blinken in Israel for talks, dozens of deaths are reported in Gaza. The Hamas-run health ministry says 57 deaths were reported in one central Gaza hospital alone. Deaths were also reported in the north of the Strip. Israel says it targeted Hamas sites across Gaza from air and sea in the past 24 hours. In Khan Yunis, in the south, Israel says it eliminated 40 terrorists and found Hamas tunnels and weapons. Before talks with Israel's President Isaac Herzog on Tuesday, Blinken says there is lots to talk about, in particular, a way forward. Israel launched its offensive in Gaza after a cross-border assault by Hamas more than 3 months ago, which saw about 1,300 people killed in Israel. Since 7th of October 2023, more than 22,000 people, mostly women and children, have been killed in Gaza, according to the Hamas-run health ministry there. We move to Norway, where it's likely to become the first country in the world to move forward with the controversial practice of commercial-scale deep-sea mining. The plan up before a parliamentary vote today, Tuesday, will accelerate the hunt for precious metals, which are in high demand for green technologies. Environmental scientists have warned it could be devastating for marine life. The vote concerns Norwegian waters, but agreement on mining in international waters could also be reached this year. The vote is expected to pass without hindrance after it secured cross-party backing at the end of 2023. We'll take yet another break right now. When we return, we move into the interesting world of sport, where the Super Eagles lost 2-0 to Guinea. These and other stories will come your way after this time out. Stay with us. Glad to have you back on News Hour. Moving on to the interesting world of sports. Sadly, the Super Eagles of Nigeria have lost 2-0 to the Saili National of Guinea in a friendly match played at the Bani Yas Stadium, Abu Dhabi, yesterday, Monday. The Jose Peseiro-led side, who started the game without their star striker, Victor Osimhen, and first-choice goalkeeper, Francis Uzoho, went behind as early as 14th minute. Simon Moses then got a chance via the penalty spot to level the game for the Super Eagles in the 20th minute, but was denied by the Guinea goalkeeper. The Super Eagles are expected to fly into Lagos on Tuesday today as they prepare to hit Cote d'Ivoire, where the AFCON will be taking place, and we'll bring you details of the Africa Cup of Nations. And of course, Africa Cup of Nations winning coach Jamel Belmadi of Algeria says host Ivory Coast are the team to beat at the 2024 tournament, which kicks off on Saturday. Host nations have often struggled to turn home advantage into success, with only 11 of the previous 33 AFCONs won by the home side. But 2019 winning coach Belmadi believes the Ivorian Elephant can go all the way and win the flagship African football tournament a third time after triumphs in 1992 and 2015. The 47-year-old France-born coach guided the Desert Foxes to victory over Senegal in the 2019 final, but they were shocked first-round casualties when defending the title 2 years ago. Ivorian legend Didier Drogba says it is a privilege for the West African country to host all of Africa as the Africa Cup of Nations AFCON starts in a few days. The two-time AFCON winning nation last hosted the tournament 40 years ago. Speaking to CAF Online, Drogba stated that it will be Africa's party for 1 month, and we actually look forward to that party as we will keep updating you on stories from AFCON. With that, we wrap it up on today's News Hour. A quick reminder of the top stories. Doctors under the umbrella of the Nigerian Medical Association on Monday said they will pay no attention to a directive by the Medical Dental Council of Nigeria warning practitioners against strike actions. Norway is likely to become the first country in the world to move forward with controversial practice of commercial-scale deep-sea mining. Africa Cup of Nations winning coach Jamel Belmadi of Algeria says host Ivory Coast are the team to beat at the 2024 tournament, which kicks off at the weekend, specifically on Saturday. That's it on News Hour today. On behalf of the entire editorial news and production team, I am Chioma Vic Chukwemeka. Thank you for staying with us on TV Sapiens. Whatever it is you do, ensure you are security conscious, be on the alert, and do have a smashing and productive day ahead of you. Good afternoon from here.